And our lead this hour is from the hood in Inglewood. That is where the Joker was leading the Nuggets into SoCal. They were going to win. Come on. They had all the momentum. All the momentum. Right there in SoCal. Clippers, the people's team. LA trying to force a Game 7 over the weekend. Denver looking to advance to play Oklahoma City there. Now, that was the nightcap on TNT, so we'll start with that. Charles Barkley was not working. Bad job by him. Did he get suspended for ripping the tennis coverage on TNT? I don't know. But we were watching. He probably wasn't, but we were watching. Maybe you were watching. I don't know if you were or not. James Harden, I mentioned he had gotten the stank out of his system in the previous game. Harden had 28 points, 8 assists, big second quarter, and a big bounce back for Harden after he was riding the vomit comet in the previous game. And Kawhi Leonard, the silent assassin, 27 points. The Clippers brought down the hammer and force a Game 7 in that playoff series there. They win by 6 over the Nuggets in Game 6. Norman Powell, 24 points. The Clippers get it done in the Dome, the Intuit Dome there. And now, after a big second half, actually second and third quarter, Game 7 will be Saturday, depending on your time zone. It is 5:30 local time in the Mountain Time Zone, 4:30 in the West, and if you're on the East Coast, 7:30. For your weekend planning purposes there, Clippers and Nuggets Game 7. Jamal Murray, who had an out-of-body experience his previous game, had 21 points for the Nuggets. Now, the better story is in the losing locker room, so we will start out with that. Let us discuss the question. What went wrong? What went sideways for the Nikola Jokic Nuggets in Game 6? So I've got Evil Twin, Sade, and Stone's Rules. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will be rough and ready. Rough and ready is what we're going to be. So, listen, the Denver Nuggets, you can break it down 10 million ways, and we'll break down some of the ways here. But they essentially choked on the sandwich. That middle part of the game, the meaty part of the game, the second and the third quarters, the Clippers, if my math was right, I jotted this down on my notes app on my phone. The Clippers outscored the Nuggets by 14 points in the bridge over troubled waters there, the second and third periods. That was enough. That was enough to get it done. Now, for individuals, I say the man in the mirror running the wrong way on this particular night, Nikola Jokic, who was done in by his evil twin. You see, the Nikola Jokic that showed up in the second half was the guy that was drafted in the second round while there was a Taco Bell commercial on television, the guy that played in the second half. First half, fine. Jokic had 20 points on 9 of 13 shooting. He shot 69% in the first half. The problem at halftime, he went in there and he took some stupid pills, and the Joker was a joke. The evil twin showed up in the second half. Jokic shot 22.2% in the second half, only had 5 points, and Ivica Zubac and Nick Batum handcuffed the unguardable Jokic. 3-time MVP, all-time great NBA player, was held with as many points as you and I had for 11 minutes in the third quarter, scoreless. For an 11-minute stretch of the third quarter, Nikola Jokic did not put up a single point, and Zubac emasculating him with a block for the ages. And that was a nasty block, and you are the franchise. You're the face of the Nuggets and all that, and you suffered a dereliction of duties is what you did there. And how about the partner in crime? Now, we tried to explain this the other day. Some of you are so stupid you can't understand it. But Jamal Murray suffered from a classic regression to the mean. It happens all the time. Extreme outcomes are followed by more moderate ones. And Murray, using MALLER math, was 51% worse from game to game. From Game 5 to Game 6, his performance went down 51.1%. He went from 43 points in a redonkulous game in Game 5 to 21 points. And then The Russell Westbrook showed up. Now, if you look at the box score and look at the overall stats, oh, he was fine. He was good, Ben. He was good. Well, not when it mattered. Westbrook showed up late. He was 2 of 7 shooting floor in the fourth quarter, 2 of 7, and missed an absolute bunny in the final couple of seconds there that would have brought Denver within 4 of a tie. You hate to see it unless you don't. I mean, that's just have him shoot. I pray there's a close game in Game 7 and the ball goes to Russell Westbrook to make a shot. Let him shoot. If he beats you, that's fine. Let him shoot. Let him shoot. You'll be smiling more times than not. Now, recent history is not looking good for Denver either. They have started to have issues with the fur ball in their throat. On Thursday, they lost a potential series-clinching playoff game for the 3rd time in 4 tries over the last couple of seasons there since they won that championship in 2023. Denver also blowing it over Minnesota last year. They had a 3-2 lead in that series and could not get past the Timberwolves, who are advanced in this playoff. That was in the second round last year. Now, page 2. To the winner's side of things, so who are we going to give flowers to for the Kawhi Leonard Clippers? So that the sound that should be played here for the Clippers is some Sade, smooth operators. They were as clean as a whistle. They only had 7 turnovers in this game. There's a little Sade for you. 7 turnovers, plus 13 in points off turnovers. So smooth, unstoppable. And they did their job. They did their job. James Harden did not need a shave. He was fine. He was good in stretches. There were a couple of points I was yelling at my television. Kawhi Leonard did his thing. Harden was not as passive. You had Stormin' Norman Powell with 24 points, 9 of 15 floor. The rock-solid Zubats defense. They played with the proper amount of intensity and hustle in this game. I know it's a bad day for the haters. You were so excited. You had all your things ready to go in draft mode on social media. I tried to tell you. Oh, you see, there you go. The Clippers suck. You talk trash about the Lakers. The Clippers lost. Okay. Well, you have to wait another day for that. I know you're going to hiding. You're all cowards. I got you. All right, now last word here. Do the Nikola Jokic Nuggets have an insurmountable edge? Insurmountable edge in Game 7 at home. They are favored in Game 7, as you might imagine, the pillars of the NBA community. To answer the question, though, do the Nikola Jokic Nuggets have an insurmountable edge in Game 7 at home? I am shaking my head no. And I'm going very fast back and forth from right to left here. I'm shaking my head no. Now, low information fan, the uneducated fan, the knuckle-dragging fan will say Denver's guaranteed to win. They're at home, right? Altitude, championship pedigree, all that mumbo-jumbo. But follow Stone's rules. Political pundit Roger Stone, who famously said, the past is effing prologue. Now, I have an unpopular opinion, and my unpopular opinion here is that the matchups do not matter. The film does not matter. The home court advantage does not matter. Injuries, who gives a crap, right? All that matters is who does better in the moment. And as the iconic Dick Stockton taught me, stats tell you what has happened, not what's going to happen. And if you're a great player, but you play like an average Joe in this particular game, it doesn't matter. Now, playoff Harden got his hiccup game out of the way. We did the math. He's bad for 10% of playoff games. He's fine or good for 90%. So that means he's good for another 8 games or so based on the odds before he has another clunker. So you're okay there. And as far as the home court advantage, and there was a point years ago where if you were the home team, you always won Game 7. Spoiler alert, not the case. Fun fact, Maller fun fact on Game 7 home court advantage. It turns out there is none. Since the bubble, pop goes the bubble. Since 2021, road teams have won 8 of the last 11 Game 7s. So you're actually better off being on the road than you are at home. Since the pandemic, you're better off. And that does not include the pandemic. There was no home court. That's why that was the easiest playoff of all time. Some of you dum-dums don't understand that. But the road team has done better since 2021. 8 of 11 Game 7s have gone the way of the road team. That'll be 9 out of 12 following the game there on Saturday night. But we'll take your thoughts on that. We do have some post-game reaction as the Clippers get the win there. Now, the Denver Nuggets, they decided to fire their coach right before the playoffs. And how's that working out? Well, they're about to lose in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think that's particularly good, but they haven't lost yet. So technically they haven't lost since Michael Malone was given his walking papers. But they did hire the Nepo coach to take over, this David Adelman character. And here is David Adelman. He just looks like they got him out of like Nerd Army or something like that. Anyway, here's Adelman commenting on the adjustments. Oh, I love these comments. He's talking about the Clippers adjustments. Let's take a listen.
And I also thought in the third quarter, we played good defense. We never, ever came up with a 50-50 ball. And that's just such a back-breaking feeling when you do everything right and don't come up with the ball. So we gave them a lot of extra possessions. That quarter absolutely killed us. I thought the rest of the game was very even. We played a really, really good fourth quarter with a lot of effort. But we got to be better throughout the whole game.
Isn't it embarrassing when a professional coach talks about effort? Why would you even mention it? Why would you mention it? Seriously, like the only way you would mention it is if your team doesn't give effort. If your team's a bunch of dogs and you have to compliment them because they actually give effort in, I don't know, a playoff game? Not some random Thursday night in December when no one's watching. Anyway, here's one more from the son of Rick Adelman, David Adelman here, and commenting about the Game 7 at home, which the Nuggets are about to lose.
We talked about it, after the game. It's you win those last 3 games, not just to stay out of the play-in, but to get the home court in Game 7. Bottom line, and we earned it. And that's what I told them in there. You've really earned this opportunity. You earned the opportunity tonight to try to close it out because of the way you played in the series to get to 3-2. But now you have the opportunity to go home in front of your home fans and advance. And so, you play all year for that. We got that opportunity, and we're very, very excited to go back out there and play again.
Keep in mind, the Nuggets and Clippers had the same exact record during the regular season, and the Nuggets earned it. They did so much good work during the season, the players got their coach fired before the playoffs. They really earned it. My fat ass, they earned it. You got to be kidding me.